Hey everyone, is your favorite CEO, Miss Flo, and we're back with a new episode of Neon Mike where the conversation just glows. I am here with a fabulous artist that I actually met at Pancakes and Booze. I think it was like Hookah Hall.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Hook
this
Hall, my bad.
Hook Hall. It is Joee Spacey.
Hey, good to see you again, bro.
Same here. Thank you for reaching out because I do love your artwork.
Thank
It's
you.
very I always love things that always give tribute to the hip hop culture, like early graffiti, and it also is like you mesh it with your own style. So, right off the bat, how did you come up with your art style?
Well, kind of paying attention to like my goats. So like I love like Keith Haring. You know, I'm kind of big in like that '80s era, like Basquiat. Uh, I love a lot of like graffiti, as as aforementioned. Also, just kind of like messing around. I do a lot of like characters also. So I like mess around, do like Gerald or Hey Arnold, like stuff that I grew up on, and that's kind of how I learned how to paint, like or draw rather. I was like emulating things I grew up on, cartoons I like, and then next thing you know, just kind of like spending time with my own thoughts and living day to day life. You kind of just like figure out what you like and what you want to communicate. So.
I feel that. I feel that. It's cool that you're such like a huge Nickelodeon fan. Like, how hurt were you when Quiet on Set came out?
Honestly, I was like, bruh, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's going on? It was really sad. It's really sad because it's like these are still real people. These are real individuals who was, just trying to like, explore their opportunities and their talents. So it was really unfortunate. I don't feel like anyone was really too surprised.
Cause
Because,
yeah, it's like the culture in Hollywood.
yeah,
It's just like it was heartbreaking, but it was just like not as shocking because it's like more things kept coming out even outside of Nickelodeon.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
Like, you hear that about adults. So
Yeah.
it's, even more of a shock value, but like kind of like, dang, they even do this to kids. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So yeah, like Nickelodeon was always like very near and dear to me. I always had a good like Hey Arnold episode or like Cat Dog to like go to when I was a kid to like comfort me and stuff. So yeah.
All right, that's cool. So you spoke a lot of animation and doing characters. Are you planning to do any animation yourself, or you
That
have your own original characters?
that'd be sick. Yeah, so I kind of toy around with like skulls a lot, or I'll make like individual characters here and there. Nothing like solidified, because I'm only 2 years in. Like I've only been painting for like 2 years. Well, almost a solid three now. Now that we're in 2025. But I would love to get into animation. That's a goal of mine. It's a dream of mine. I would love to get into like video games and like character animation and stuff. So who knows? You know what I'm saying? We're in first quarter, first month of a new year. Who knows what'll come? So.
Oh, so you're just kind of really starting out. So when I met you at Pancakes and Booze, like were you just coming out of school, or like how was it for you just like being there?
No, I think I'm a little older than you maybe, but I just got out of like learning how to do graphic design. So I was like a certified graphic designer for a minute. Kind of toyed around with like Photoshop and just making like flyers and like different like types of designs on a computer. And I wasn't into like drawing yet. Like I didn't even like venture into like doing anything on canvas yet. So I think shortly after that, probably like around, I don't even remember, like, I remember meeting you, I don't remember what year that was.
Yeah.
Because I did Pancakes and Booze like two or three times. But I, um, I kind of just like ventured into like just drawing after like one of my one of my trips to like the West Coast. And I was like, oh yeah, let me go ahead and try that. Like, let me, I used to like toy around at work. I caught flack for that. Like, I worked at a gallery and I caught flack for like trying to draw, you know what I'm saying? But I felt like in the grand scheme of things, it was me trying to like pay my dues to like where I'm trying to go. You know what I'm saying?
That's so weird. Is at a gallery they gonna like
Yeah, right?
really like go after you because you're expressing
Yeah,
your art?
right? That's so funny to me too. But life happens like that. It's cool. I get it. I get it. You know what I'm saying? I can't I can't fault anyone for any of that. I definitely don't fault myself for it because, like I said, I didn't. In the grand scheme of things, that was me trying to get to where I'm going. I was trying to hone in on a skill. I was putting work in, toward like drawing and learning how to do what I wanted to do all around the clock. So I didn't care where I was at. If I felt like that's what I wanted to do, I was going to do that. I'm just like kind of stubborn in that way. So
But it's also like you're following your passion. When something feels right and effortless, it's almost like you have to go towards it. You
yeah,
know?
yeah, nah, for sure. Like, nah, you hit that on the nail. I just felt like it was right. Like I really wasn't about to like back down or be like, oh well, no, I feel like I'm in the space where I need to be doing something creative. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot of downtime. Do the thing, maybe fold some clothes, whatever, and get back to like, what I wanted to do. I'm in a creative space. There's a lot of free time to like figure out what you want to do. I wasn't bringing like a laptop or I didn't have like another job. I carried a sketchbook around. So it's like I'm a proud nerd. I wear that. I for real. I wear that on my sleeve. That's one of my first things I tell people. Like, I'm a nerd, bro. So
No, I get that because sometimes it's like when you're carrying a journal around, whether you're writing or if you are drawing, it's very therapeutic. It's like you can express yourself in ways that you may not be able to articulate verbally or any other form of communication. So, like, I get that.
100%.
So we're actually going to see your skills in action. You're going to, while we're doing this episode, you are going to do some live painting while also looking at some of your work that, like, brought you here today. So you want to get your canvas and your paints?
Yeah. Yep. All right. Cool. So I'm just gonna go ahead. I'm gonna do this all just off like on my lap. No, it's always gonna be a different process whenever I do something.
Right. Do you prefer doing it like what do you prefer? How do you prefer to paint?
Honestly, it's always different. Like sometimes I like last year I tried to do some painting, um, with using like my easel, but it doesn't always like work out. Do I look crazy?
I mean,
I look crazy.
I would say what is crazy. That's like subjective.
No, you're right.
But like
I'll
I
leave
mean,
it.
but you know what I mean. But I get it. It's like you don't want to get paint in your dreads. Like
Yeah.
you know what I mean. That
I wish I had. Oh, you know what? I do have hair ties. Fire. This is me. Like this is like a very like me moment. Like,
yeah. But like I get it because it's like you want to be able to express yourself creatively, but with not damaging your hair.
facts. So now, what would you ask me now?
Oh, it's just like how your style of painting because like you said you do it on your lap. You also experiment with like, on the easel. Like, which do you prefer?
Honestly, I really don't have a preference. Like, if I could get as weird as I can get, I'm gonna get. Like, if I could, like, just like I kneel down like a kid in church if I had to, and like paint like that for real. But it's cool. Like we don't, for the interview, I'll go ahead and just make it work.
Awesome.
Yeah, man.
All right. So how do you decide what to paint?
How I feel. It's definitely a lot of how I feel. Like on the way here, I listened to a lot of like Playboy Cardi, Uzi. I was kind of having a day. So.
Oh, what made it so bad?
Just like life conversations and stuff like that. It was closed. But like I just like life conversations that kind of make me go through the motions with whatever I have going on. So I kind of just I felt a little all over the place. Probably like even an hour before I got here.
Oh.
But it's cool because we still got to get to where we're going.
But no, I get that. Sometimes it's like it be the smallest stuff that could just ruin your whole vibe.
Yeah.
And it sucks because I kind of get mad when something small like hinders me a little bit or I get stuck on it. But you know what I mean? Because it just like it replays in your head over and then sometimes it kind of blocks or it becomes like an obstacle to what you got to do. And you never wanted it to be that way. But so I totally understand.
Yeah, and I don't let it. I'm big on like, focusing my energy and just kind of like putting that towards something constructive. I had a really good day. I hit the gym. I'm a big movie guy, so I watch a lot of movies and stuff. So it's cool, things work out the way they're supposed to.
What has been your favorite movie of like 2024?
Oh, jeez. Like it had to be like a new movie or just like something I watched in 2024.
It could be something that you just watched in 2024.
Dang, that's hard. I watch a lot of films. Throw some out. Throw some names out or like
Oh,
titles.
anything like from Marvel, or you more like A24 horror buff, or
24.
like a horror buff?
You know what? I am a horror buff. So my birthday's in October.
Oh,
So I love a good horror film. Like I love to just like lock in, watch a good like slasher movie because I don't really like paranormal stuff.
uh,
I feel like that gets a little. I mean, slashers can be daunting too, but to me, it's like I love the whole Michael Myers, Jason. I love that side of things.
gotcha.
So if I can get into that, cool. Dang, a movie that I loved.
It's kind of hard because I feel like there was some really good stuff that came out in the past year, so it's hard to kind of like really narrow it down.
You know what? I saw in 2024. I saw Bones and All
Mm.
with Timothy Chalamet.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
They were like cannibals.
Yeah.
I thought it was really good because it was like a odd twist on like a romance. Like it was like they got each other. They both understood each other, and they looked out for one another. But it was like this strange, like protection, like this like weird unsaid understanding of like why they get each other. What's something that you like?
Um, that's a very good question. Well, I would say like my genre is usually I love a good mystery thriller. So it's just like I kind of if I'm looking at horror, I kind of steer away from the slasher because it's like I feel like the Saw franchise because it's more like murder porn.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's just like how violent or how terrible can this death be?
Nah, for real.
Type thing. And I've like learned that I kind of like Jordan Peele stuff because it's like it's a twist and like you don't really see coming or that you can even predict, and it still instills some level of fear. But I'm trying to think like something that was like really. I did close out the year with like Sonic 3.
Okay.
I did like that because it's just like grew up on Sonic.
Facts.
And I feel like it was probably a good video game movie that we hadn't had in a while.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
What would you give that, like, out of 10?
Out of 10, I would give it probably like a solid 8. I love Jim Carrey. And he definitely, I have to give him kudos. He killed that dance sequence twice.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like, how, I guess they did have to like change the storyline from the game so you're not like instantly predicting what's going on. But I guess like I would prefer it to be a little bit closer
Okay.
to the like from the first Shadow story. But I would say like I'd give it like a solid 8.
I'm gonna keep it real with you. Like, I don't know a lot of their origins. So, like, me watching the Sonic series was always like because I didn't really, I grew up watching Sonic, but I didn't really know like what was what when we were growing up.
Right.
I kind of just like had older like cousins or friends who knew about Sonic, and it kind of just like, all right, cool. It's just like talking hedgehog kind of thing. So it's tight. He gets rings. He got cool sneakers. I'm with that.
Yeah.
You know what? I also watched. Did you see the movie where the girl was like a bodybuilder? It was like she was really strong. I can't remember the name of it. I went to the theaters to see it. It was about a woman who was really strong. She was like a bodybuilder. She was taking like these performance enhancing drugs. And it was like making her like.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. Did she have like a lesbian partner? And
Yeah,
it was like, it was almost like a Thelma Louise.
Yeah.
That vibe. Okay, I know what you're talking about.
It was the girl from Twilight, I believe. Like it was. Yeah. That was fire. I went to the theater to see that. I took my niece to go see Coraline. She's obsessed with Coraline. She's like 12. And I thought that was funny because like that was our thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, I don't know.
But you'd be surprised like how movies just translate through different generations.
Facts.
It's like what we probably thought was like so dope, they probably think it's champ.
Right.
And then it's something that we just don't accept. They will like go head over heels for it. You know what I mean? But that is kind of cool that it still like translates through generations.
Yeah. So do you like? You said what was your favorite genre of music? Movies?
Genre movies. It's mostly like thriller, suspense, mystery. Cause like Glass Onion, Janelle Monáe, shut it down.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Mm-hmm.
that's one of my absolute faves, and that's why like I love them so
She
much.
killed that.
Like
She killed
just
that.
so just moi.
Oh, a movie I did see. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for whoever sees this. I can't remember the name of it. It had Channing Tatum in it, and it was the film about
They're
the
on the island. I think I know what you're talking about. It was I know exactly what you're talking about because I did enjoy that. My sister recommended seeing it, and I was just like, "This is my new women's revenge movie,"
fire.
because I was just like, "It is." I think it's Blink Twice. That's what
Yeah,
it is. Blink
yeah.
Twice, and I don't want to give anything away because like y'all should check it out. It's just frightening.
Mm-hmm.
Like after everything that's came out this year about like Hollywood, Diddy, all of that, and then Epstein, it was just a little bit too realistic, and it's just
Mm-hmm.
like questions like, okay, what if what if there's like something like that that's really out there?
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
The
And
writing
I,
was
it
crazy.
was just like, yo, and I think it was like Zoe Kravitz, like she directed and
Mm-hmm.
wrote it. I was like, can she write more movies? Because
She did her. Yeah,
yeah,
she
that
did her
was,
thing with
oh
that
my
joint.
god.
That one was really good. I watched that twice. I love a good. I'm a Stephen King fan. Like I'm a big reader. I collect Stephen King's books and I watch all his films. So that movie right there was like as creepy as I needed it to be because it was like this is real. It could be raising awareness,
Mm-hmm.
but also this is really well written. When I'm watching a film, a show, more so like a film, a movie, I'll question like, okay, I wonder if I would read this if this was a book. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, would
Because
this?
do you feel like sometimes the book is way better than the movies? Because some people like would,
Yeah,
you know.
definitely. I have it on like the book It, and It is better as a book, even though they killed it as a movie.
Mm-hmm.
It is better as a movie. I mean, a book at than a movie. Just because like there's only you have to dumb stuff down, you have to still make it like somewhat digestible as a film. You don't want to really offend anyone.
Mm-hmm.
You got to make it as, which is not a bad thing.
But
You have to make sure that you take a lot of the guts and like shock value that's in in a book that really can't make it in a movie,
mm.
even if we're talking about a Stephen King film.
Because it's just your imagination. It could just go anywhere.
Yeah,
And then
yep,
sometimes it's kind of difficult to translate that on film.
yep,
Because sometimes, like, the technology is just, not there.
yeah,
Or it's just, like, the reader's interpretation of the book is going to be different than the person that actually makes it.
right. Okay, let me see. So this is like good. This is like this is gonna be an emotional piece, just off the strength that I was having like a day.
Yeah.
So bear with me.
Oh, you're fine. I'm going to let you work.
Yeah.
So do you put a lot of what you see in film or what you enjoy about film into your work?
Mm-mm. No, me being like a movie person or like I love short films. I'm always on YouTube. I love to see how creators are putting together like a series or how they're putting together like like a series on YouTube because those are original thoughts. I want to venture this year moving forward more into kind of making like more of a short film vibe with Joey Spacey.
Mm.
Every year it kind of takes like a different turn. So last year was more like me painting, getting my point across as a painter, and trying out different things. I did 3D printing last year. Spent a lot of time at the library in the makerspace. I'm gonna get back into that this year. Um, but I definitely want to do like more short film because you ever watch Halloween?
When I was younger, I
Okay.
didn't, and I was like, "This is not
No,
fun for
yeah,
me."
I get it. No, I get it. So for me, Halloween, when I look back at it now, is like it's genius in the way that it was shot, like the execution.
Mm-hmm.
Halloween introduced Steadicam to like Hollywood, so that's where you get those long, continuous shots on like a whole scene. Like you go from Michael like outside of like the on the street, all the kids are running around. You see him like walk through the alley, get into the home. It's one shot, you know what I'm saying? And then you see like the scene, the kill or whatever. But I think that would be dope whenever it's executed in like any kind of movie. And I got homies who helped me with like my visuals. Shout out Joss Royal Talks, good people, and shout out Troy of McGilvery. You know, they helped me with whether it's like an interview or moving forward, going to be like my promotional content for events. And you know, we locked in. You know, we're real homies outside of like creative spaces. So I really want to get more into like short films. A couple years ago in Arizona, I did a short film called um, oh, it was a short film for one of my paintings. It was like a real. It was called Heartstrings,
Mm-hmm.
and basically I like, I like spent like the better part of like the morning, getting like heart balloons, and like you know just kind of piecing together this like idea for feeling like you're being played with emotionally, being toyed around, and this was off of like a painting I did, and I just felt like nah, the people gotta see this. You know what I'm saying? Like when you hear your favorite song, it makes it that much more real when you get like a video for it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like you'd be like, oh, that is. I would have never thought they was gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm into that.
I mean, that's pretty cool that you're thinking about like marketing your work that way. You know, because it's like you don't traditionally think like, oh, I'm a painter, I have a painting. You just
Yeah.
figure like social media at the most, or just promote it at a gallery.
Mm-hmm.
But to do a whole short film based on that piece is like that's pretty out there.
I feel like we gotta think outside the box. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like people put whoever whatever in a box. Like they'll tell you. I've been told stick to one thing. You know, do this, do that, and it's like, bro,
Like no,
people
like,
are multifaceted.
right? You'd be surprised like how many people are, and even like with my coworkers, my teachers, like you'd be surprised like how talented they are, even outside of what they teach. Like I have one ELA teacher that's like sings opera, kind of, you know what I mean? Or you have like other teachers that either model or know how to or like run other businesses and things like that nature. So it's like I don't think it's not fair to pigeonhole somebody because you never know what their craft and what they do on the side could lead to.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And like you mentioned, like people are multifaceted. Like people have multiple talents and they should have the right to express it.
You have 1,000, if not more, ideas every day, and like who is you know the next person to like dumb that down and be like, yeah, but you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, nah, bro, like you're a human, you're an individual. Like, get those ideas off, because I watch a lot of interviews where people are talking about ideas, talking about how it's universal. You know, we all know someone who's like, oh man, I got an idea. They never move on it.
Yeah.
Then next thing you know, someone else, they see it somewhere, and they're like, oh, that was mine. I should have. And it's like, yeah, you should have.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Just go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
Like
facts.
when I was even starting my publication, it was on an impulse. I think like after transitioning out of the pandemic, and I was just like, let me just do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's not that hard to start a business.
What's the worst that could happen?
Yeah, you know what I mean? So just go ahead and do it and just see where it takes you. And then here we are, year 3, making it happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I feel like a lot of people think, oh, you need a lot of money, you need expensive equipment, you need to do X, Y, and Z. Sometimes if you start small and build up, like, it will blossom.
Mm-hmm.
So don't let, like, people overthink.
No, that's a fact. Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm just about to move this right here so I get my white real quick.
Yeah.
But you are so right. I'm from like a small town. Like I'm from Suitland, Maryland. I'm from PG County. I lived in like different parts of Maryland, but I'm from PG County. So I feel like I always have to do my best to push myself, market on social media, like make my shows a spectacle when I do stuff to like pop outside and do events. I gotta make it big. I gotta make it as big as I can make it, because I didn't see anyone else do this where I'm from. Everybody want to rap. That's cool. I love rap.
Right.
But everybody want to rap. So I don't want to rap. I just I want to be the cool nerd. I want to bring you into my world. I want to show you something different than what you thought was cool. And my homies have fun at my at my events. Like when I invite them out, it's cool people, it's good vibes. You probably have like some good networking with people that you never thought you were gonna cross paths with. I met you at a cool event. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Did you enjoy Pancakes and Booze?
I did. It was like I went once. I'm gonna go back because the only thing is like it'd be in the middle of the week.
Yeah,
You know what I mean, as a
facts.
teacher, so it's like it depends. But I really did enjoy it. I do wish the space was a little bit bigger though.
Yeah, and
'Cause-
Pancakes and Booze is a lot.
Yeah, because it's like there's a lot of amazing talent, but it's like you make sure you arrive there early. If you apply as an artist, make sure you arrive there early to pick the best spot. Because if you're like kind of crammed in between, I kind of just didn't want to go like in the tight aisles. I ain't gonna hold you. And I felt bad because it was just like there was a lot of talented individuals. They were just in a really bad spot. So I'm hoping if Pancakes and Blues is listening, you may have to expand your space or pick like you know what I mean, a bigger venue so that everybody can be seen and represented, and then that we as consumers have more time to really look. Because if there's too many people in the aisle, I mean, I'm skinny, but I ain't that skinny. You know what I mean?
I feel it.
So so it's just like hopefully one day. It is a lovely spot. Hook and Hall.
Yeah, Hook Hall. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like really beautiful. But it's more people that have applied, and so.
And shout out to those individuals who do Pancakes and Booze regularly. You know what I'm saying? Like shout out to y'all because you know what I'm saying. Pancakes and Booze is a lot, bruh. Like it's a lot. Like it's a lot of attention. It's a lot of energy. It's a lot going on.
What's the application process for Pancakes and Booze?
For Pancakes and Booze, you pretty much just gotta pretty much have to apply, select your city, like your location where you want to be at. I think they charge you off top for however many pieces you want to do. It's also like something that you could do at the door. Like if you apply, you didn't tell them how many pieces you could pay at the door. I think you can apply to be like a featured artist. But literally every time I've been, like the past 3 or 4 times Pancakes and Booze came here, I keep saying I'm gonna do it. I apply and then something else come up. I have like another exhibition or something that'll come up, so I kind of been taking it as a sign. But I love Pancakes and Booze.
Yeah,
I love.
They really do have like pancakes and booze.
No, for sure. I love y'all. Don't take that as a slight at all. I love y'all. Like I'm so appreciative that y'all are who you are.
It's just the timing.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah, and I get that. And sometimes that be the thing that kind of mess people up because there be so many things that be happening at once. Like the DMV be busy.
Nah, for real.
Like really, really busy. Now speaking more to your events, where do you host your events?
So I only threw one of my own this past year, but I did an event in the city over there by it's over there in Edgewood. I threw a wellness event with Bridges of Hope. Shout out to Kay at Bridges of Hope. It was an art and wellness event, so we did like yoga, stretching, breathing exercises. We also did painting. So I kind of just let the participants paint what they want. I kind of said, paint how you feel, paint what you think. There is no right or wrong. Like just express yourself on the canvas real quick. I'm self-taught. I'm not the dude who's gonna tell you what to do. I don't know the techniques. I just sell paintings. That's my flex. Like, you know what I'm saying? Right. Like, it's people who gonna be like, oh, use the pinky technique. That's cool. Do your whole thing, bro. But like, for me, I don't know about all that. Like, all my homies are art nerds, and we all just congregate where we congregate. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's the exchange of ideas and creativity. You learn from each other.
Facts. Oh, so this year I got a couple exhibitions coming up. I don't know when it's gonna come out, but I got two in January. I got one on the 9th. That's in Bowie, Maryland, Bowie City Hall. That's gonna be the biggest canvas I've done so far. That's a 24 by 36. It's pretty big.
Ooh.
It's a charcoal piece. It's mixed media. Charcoal. Don't kill me if I use that wrong. Like I told y'all, I'm self-taught. I only did art school for like a semester when I was a kid. Charcoal, oil pastel, which I love, and acrylic. Then my next one is going to be a art and open house. Shout out to Open House Galleries. That's going to be on the 19th. That's going to be in the city. More details on that soon. I got a flyer, but I just don't have it memorized right now.
I get it, because it's just like, it seems like there's so many things that's happening for you all at once. Like, how have you been managing that?
It's a little overwhelming, but I can't I can't cry about things that I ask God to bless me with. You know what I'm saying? So it is. However, I do see it as overwhelming. It's like you gotta step through them doors and be great. You know what I'm saying? You gotta make time for that greatness.
Yeah.
Like people gonna be out here saying like, "How do you do it?" You just do it.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it. Like just
You just
do it.
gotta like just follow your gut. I feel like I had to do that a lot, and then like in this school, I'm gonna say school year because it's like school year starts in August, so there was a lot of things that were popping up, and I was just like, usually I'd be tired after work, you know what I mean, and then I was just like, let me just go. This is in DC. Let me just hop on the train real quick and go. You know what I mean? And then like some really cool things has happened. So like I totally get where you're coming from on that. And then being part of like having your work part of like the city hall, like how did you feel when you got the news about that? Or how did that even come about?
I have homies who are like who send me stuff. Like my friends will like send me, "Oh, did you know about this?" Like I just got accepted to a Black Boy art show.
Really?
Yeah. I was super scared to like apply to that joint, cause I was just like, I don't know if I belong. But I had like 4 or 5 people send me that joint, and I was like, all right, cool. Like maybe I'm selling myself short. Maybe
Yeah.
I should be in these spaces. So friends that send me posts all the time, they just be like, hey bro, consider this, do this. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I come up with a lot of it. Algorithm does a lot of my heavy lifting. Me just like I have a business page, so like that page is like centered around art related events. That I have a community of people. I'm a part of 2 group chats who they constantly share events, and we constantly just like post what's going on.
Oh.
And then like I apply for a lot of stuff I see on like the explore page, truth be told. So I don't know, like you just gotta be on the lookout for it. There's a lot of dope people who just don't want to share their work, or they don't.
They gatekeep. It's just like you're fortunate enough to be in a circle of friends who like are really looking out for each other, and that's always good to have. Plus sometimes we chastise Instagram for like violating my privacy. Like how do you know I was looking for this,
Nah, for real.
specifically? But because I've been seeing a lot of the Black Boy Art Show postings as well, so I mean maybe you could snoop a little bit. I'm okay with that. If it gives me an opportunity or something that I'm looking for, you know what? Cool, Instagram.
All I'm gonna say is there's a button you can turn off for third party sharing of your information. I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna leave it at that, man.
That's cool. While you're doing this painting, we're also going to showcase some of your other work. I know that you guys been kind of like staring at this painting right here. So, what was kind of going through your mind when you were making this? I mean, I can guess because it's written pretty plainly, but I was just kind of like, what triggered this? If I should say.
Dude, I was going through a breakup.
Oh.
I was going through a breakup. I made this piece around the same time I made a Love is Rage Uzi piece. And this felt really good. So this is spray paint and acrylic on canvas. I'm sure y'all could tell what's the spray paint and what's the acrylic. But I was listening to a lot of like Love is Rage. I'm a big rock fan. Whether I'm working out or living my day-to-day life, I listen to a lot of like alternative and like rock, metal, psychedelic rock, if we talk about Tame Impala and stuff like that. I was zoning out. A lot of times when I do my work, I zone out. I have music going on. I'm just in a vibe, and it kind of just like comes to me, and boom, probably like 2 hours, give or take, like some drying time. Rage was created, and I felt I usually feel like, cause painting is like an outer body experience for me, so I felt like this was like an outer body thing. Even with me being patient, I probably took a walk while I was waiting on this to dry once it was finished. And it felt really good. I felt light after that. I probably did this like January of 2024. Yep.
Cool. All right, and then I get that zoning out part because sometimes when you're hyper focused on a craft, it's just like you lose track of time like real bad. And I've like been
Facts.
working with a lot of other visual artists, especially as teachers. Like I see them, we're in our PD, we working on something. It's just like it's like a trance. You know what I mean? Like nothing else matters. You're just like in the moment creating something. So like I totally get that part. Let's move on to the next piece. I'm gonna gently move this out the way. This is me being. Is this Vanna White? My Vanna White moment.
Man,
All
White
right.
is funny.
All right. So, if you could just, like, talk about this piece right here, silence is golden. Can we say that again?
Yeah. So silence is golden if it's your decision. This piece was made in Arizona. I was going through like a weird, quick period of time in my life where I was like, you know, I kind of was just feeling like I don't really need to speak toward everything that was going on in my life. I don't feel the need to clear up a thing. You can feel how you feel. I'll feel how I feel. And if there is no other communication that could like further clarify anything, cool. I can go to bed with the truth. You can go to bed with your truth, and we can just keep on moving from there. This piece is another one of those experimental pieces. I spray painted it, and I was starting to toy around with like abstract. So that's how you get the shapes. You get the like bold lines. Someone told me at an event. Shout out to Ling from the Dirt. He he was like, yeah, bold lines are your thing. Like thick like lines and strokes are your thing. I didn't know him at the time where I made this, but he saw my work at Baby Wale, like the alumni, and he was like, yeah, that's your thing. So he might have been right, because I do that a lot in my work. And yeah, that was just where my mind was at with things, man. I don't gotta explain every little thing or every big thing that comes across the table. We went through it. It happened. We talked about it. If I kirked, if you kirked, that's what it is. That's life.
Yeah.
We adults, and I'm very expressive. I've had a lot of people try to weaponize me being sensitive or me being like expressive against me. It's unfortunate, but that's life. Uh,
I mean, I get that because sometimes it's people like dismissing your feelings and like,
yeah,
do
facts.
I not have the right to like defend myself or to see where I'm coming from? Or like, if we're adults, then we should be able to say our piece just to clear up any other misunderstandings. But some people are just not at that level, and sometimes if you continue to try to talk things out, sometimes that can make it worse. And if it ends up like on social media, then it makes the situation bigger than what it really is. And then you have other people chiming in, hyping it up, and it's a mess. So sometimes, yes, silence. Sometimes you just gotta be quiet. Gotta
Often,
be quiet and walk away.
yeah, and oftentimes, honestly, the way I look at it is like it's okay to be misunderstood sometimes. Like people have their mind made up about things, or people are always going to hold you to those situations where you probably weren't your best self. That's okay. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't obsess over that. What you can do is just like learn from it, grow to be like more of yourself, more of an individual, more of an expressive communicator, more of an effective communicator, and go from there. Because with art, it taught me because I grew up with friends. Like I never felt like I didn't have friends, but I'm not gonna be everyone's cup of tea, and that's fine. My work isn't for everyone.
Right.
And that's cool. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm sure when Basquiat was around, when Keith Haring was around, yeah, there were people who loved their work, but they weren't loved by everyone. You know what I'm saying? That
Right.
type of stuff don't come until you gone.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Luckily, I do have people who buy my work, who support me and share my stuff now while I'm alive. I'm super thankful for that. Also, those dudes didn't have social media.
Yeah.
So I have
Oh my God! Just imagine if they had an Instagram. Their following would be insane, and I
right?
think that's what really is helping elevate visual artists because, like, before social media, you would have to go certain spots, to find their work. You know what I mean? And like, you would have the press, but like, the whoever runs that news media outlet, they determine what is newsworthy. But with Instagram, it's just like, okay, let me just put this out there and let me let the people decide what what is good and bad and things like that. So I really think that Instagram is really saving the visual artists of today, so where that they can be appreciated and given their flowers while they're alive.
Yes, ma'am. So that was like the whole gist of this. Like that's why he has a bandana over his mouth. Talk about it for what?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It happened. Cool. And right here it says food for thought. Think about it.
Yeah.
You gonna waste your time talking to somebody who already got their mind made up about you?
Yeah. Just
you did your best.
Right. You just have to keep it pushing.
That's it. You
Can
know.
you make this a shirt?
Yeah,
It's like you just making this shirt. Because this is like, I feel like this is a message that everybody just need to wear. I'll be the first one to wear it.
Man, I really
Real
appreciate that. You know, that's like a really big compliment whenever I hear that. Like people ask, "Can I make something a shirt?" I'm like, man, thank you. You don't even know how much. Sorry, and I hope all my audio like comes through clearly, cause like sometimes I'm like I'm just a.
It's fine. You should be fine.
Okay.
All right, and then this one,
Oh
the
yeah.
Dreamer. I love her Afro puffs.
There you go. There you go. So listening to a lot of Sade. I'm a lover boy at heart. I say that a lot. If you've ever bought something from me at a pop up, if you've ever bought something, or if you've ever been to like any of the shows I've been to where my work is exhibited, um, I'm a lover. I love to be in love. I love to love on people, friends, family, all that. I love the idea of love and romance. I was listening to Color of Love, no, Kiss of Life. And she said, if you look at the sky, it's the color of love. And I was mixing a couple pinks, and that's how I came up with the background. Her eyes are inspired by the Kanye West graduation cover.
Oh,
Like,
okay. I looking at it. Okay, I see. It does have that color palette of the teddy bear.
yeah, the Murakami stuff was like, I loved how what I felt from the eyes was that the eyes were so enamored with like life and wonder and like just like bigger than what is. It's a lot of thought in those eyes. She's a dreamer, you know what I'm saying? Like this is a black woman, you know what I'm saying? So she has a lot of ambition, a lot of drive. Black women are amazing. Black women hold everything together. You know what I'm saying? Like that is a lot from this simple drawing. And that's why it's very like minimalistic, but there's a lot here. There's a lot of layers. So,
And not just in paint. It's just like in thought too.
man, I just was like zoning out. This is very simple, but like there's a lot that went into like the thought and the why I wanted her to have that facial expression, why I wanted the thought bubbles, why I wanted her to have afro puffs. You know what I'm saying? Like this is dope to me. You pass this woman every day in life at some point. And she's very accomplished. She's very, independent. She's strong. She's very vulnerable. She's very willing and able. She's a lover. She's full of love. She's full of nurturing. This is a everyday person that you probably know about or you've known about. So.
No, I get that because it's like you'd be amazed like how many black women I encounter, and they see a problem, but they don't sit on it. Like they actually take action. There's like so many black women that are leaders in activism nowadays, and I just see like more and more black women, in that space. So like I feel like again, making a shirt. Making sure, making a poster.
Thank you.
Like I feel like this is something that I think it's kind of like when you put it in your office cubicle and you had that cat be like hanging there, baby. But I think like something like this is a black woman as a dreamer, because it's like we have just so many ideas, but it doesn't stay in the thought bubble. It's like I see a lot of black women that are just bring it to life.
Shout out black women.
Yeah.
Facts.
So moving on to this piece. I'm trying to see if this was like inspired by Disney. A little bit. Because like Mickey, he's public domain now, right? So I figure like people just have at it with Mickey Mouse, but I was kind of like figuring like what inspired this piece.
Actually, yeah, this was inspired by Mickey Mouse. I can draw Mickey Mouse. I just want to let that be known. But my mind wandered as I got to around like this part of the face. January 2024. This was kind of like another side of like the Silence is Golden piece and the Rage piece. Even though those were made a quarter apart, this was kind of like me listening to a lot of like heavy metal. I felt like, how dare you? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like that was my sentiment. Like, how dare you, bro? This is a smiling figure. I'm a Libra. I deal in duality. This is it's a very happy face, but he's hot. You know what I'm saying? There's anger, there's flames in his eyes, on his head. It's like, hot head in the eyes. How do you feel? On the forehead, lies in both ears, broken hearts, flames. There's a lot of like energy that went into this piece. And this took a couple hours to do because I did spray paint it 2 different tones. this blue and that dark blue, and then everything kind of just kind of fell in line from there. But definitely was like a this is kind of like a fu piece, um, for lack of better words. It was me being kind of like, I don't need to be loquacious with this one. Boom, this is how it is. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
right.
Like, boom.
It doesn't have to be hidden. It can be like very transparent.
Nah, for real.
You know what I mean? So like, I totally get that. Just imagine it's like Mickey Mouse just
Kirkin.
you know what I mean? So I mean, I totally get that. I feel like it's like a common theme with like most of your pieces is because it's like all you gotta do is just piss Joey off, and then you get like amazing artwork.
Thank you. Thank you. No one's ever said that to me before. I really appreciate that. I'm glad that's the sentiment.
Yeah, because it's like I feel like a lot of people will say like common things, heartbreak, anger, rage, like any like high emotion or intense emotion, and you just put it into art, and it's just great. Because I also feel like that's something that everybody can relate to. Everybody probably had that moment where they had to cut people off because you couldn't reach couldn't like have any middle ground, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or it was just like everybody's been through heartbreak. Everybody is kind of like felt like they've been lied to, or you had to still put on a smiley face despite your feelings. So it's like these are all relatable concepts that I feel that your audience would gravitate to.
And I hope that everyone is able to like find constructive outlets for their emotions. I hope that people are able to get off in conducive ways how they feel without hurting someone, without hurting themselves. You know what I'm saying? I hope you guys all find your own individual niche to like get off things in a constructive way, because you don't want to implode. You definitely don't want to like take a backseat emotionally because of someone else. Get it off in the best way that you can. Cleanse your palate, move forward, because life is going to throw a lot at you on a day to day. The best way you could express it, do that, and then go about your business.
That's fair. That's very fair. Um, well, it seems like do you feel like you're almost done, or you feel like there's like so much to add to your piece?
I feel like I'm getting there. I feel like I'm almost, it's not going to be a lot to like add. We're almost at the finish line.
Okay, so how do you know when your art piece is done? Because like sometimes I feel like if I put out certain projects, I always look back like, man, I should have did this. I would have like changed that. Like I always end up like self-critiquing myself way harsher than any of my viewers would. So it's like, do you ever, and how do you overcome that? Like, how do you prevent yourself from being stuck, or like something that would prevent you from finishing?
Man, dude, I'm not Bob Ross. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not the dude who's going to be like obsessing over my work. Every piece isn't the same. So it's all not going to be like, oh, I feel great about this. Like I articulated a feeling. That in itself is my W, you know what I'm saying? So if I finish this one, I'm going to finish it cuz it's not too much for me to do here. But it's pretty much like the communication of a vibe, of a feeling. So normally it takes me longer cuz I'm at home. I'm chilling, like I got my music going, I'm drinking water, I'm taking bathroom breaks.
Always drink water. I feel like when I'm in the midst of something, I hyperfixate and then I forget to drink water.
Yeah, you got to drink water, man. Keep me some water. Um and I have time to live with it and like really like gut it out. I may take a little longer cuz I have that luxury of just like, loafing. But I still work on it. This is more centered, more concentrated. This is very like intentional with like what I wanted to do. Could it have been a little bit different? Sure, but the beauty of it is like this is a live painting.
Right.
This is only my second time doing this. My first time ever live painting was last year at Art All Night. I got paid to do it.
Oh, cool. What neighborhood were you stationed at?
I was at Anacostia.
Ah, cool.
Yeah. It's out now. We all got paid. We all the artists got paid to do it. So I'm not telling a secret. But yeah, man. All my art is different. Once again, I'm always appreciative for people who do care to keep up with what I have going on, because you don't have to. There's a lot of talented people in the world, let alone the DMV, and I'm glad that I'm glad there are people who care, and I'm glad there are people who actually spend their money with me, because it really does matter.
Mm-hmm.
Every time it matters, every time, because
Yeah.
this is what I want to do. Like,
So, what advice do you have for a rising artist that's trying to make it their craft, their career path?
do it, do it, do it. Whatever that looks like for you as an individual, do it. Don't wait for an investor. Don't wait for your homies' approval. Don't wait for your parents' approval. Don't wait for your spouse's approval. Don't wait for your social media numbers to be where you need it to be. Do it. Just do it. Like, as cliche as that sounds, do it, bruh. Because once you get started, that's when, it's kind of like that you build it, they'll come thing. Like, once you put it out there, people will find you. Once you start popping out outside, that's when people find you. And that's the beauty of it all. You know what I'm saying? Once you start to like feel like you want to have that balance of being yourself out loud, that's when people are going to align with you, because as an individual, everyone wants that. Everyone wants to be expressive, whether it's how you dress, how you talk, the music you make, the people you surround yourself with. Just do it. And then everything, and you're never going to be 100% ready. You just always got to be putting your best foot forward. Just do the thing.
Yeah, just do it. That slogan has worked for Nike for so long, and because it's very true. So it's
Facts.
like, as we mentioned before, like, you don't want to be stuck in your head or overthink. Sometimes being impulsive works out.
Mm-hmm.
So just kind of just see where it goes. As long as it doesn't put you in debt.
Or danger.
Yeah, or danger. That part.
Yeah, we want everyone to be safe creatives.
Yeah. For sure. What are some upcoming events? I know you talked about like some exhibits earlier.
Mm-hmm.
When is the opening for the city hall?
Oh, the opening for the City Hall is going to be January 9th at Bowie City Hall from 7 to 8:30. I and the other artists are going to be speaking at the event. As usual, on my shows, there's going to be artwork for sale. There's going to be artwork for sale. And it's going to be a great event. There's a lot of dope artists there. I got to see a couple of the pieces that are there. I think they said I had like one of the bigger canvases there. Like, most of the canvases might have been like around this size, and I bought like a pretty big canvas. For me, that was a big W, another W, because that canvas size really intimidated me. Like, I every time I like try to scale up my work, I'm like, oh jeez.
Because now you have to think about like what am I feeling in this space?
Yeah.
Like, what am I putting here?
Facts. Facts. So I was like, oh man, what am I? All right, we got to do a lot more now. But it's cool, man. Like, I love that piece. That piece is supposed to have been a part of a couple different pieces, but it's been on display for a while. I won't get that piece back until February.
All right, cool. So when is the closing date?
February 22nd
Okay.
of this year.
So that's like you have some time to go up there and check it out.
Mm-hmm.
But that's very exciting for you. It's just like you started at Pancakes and Booze, and, a self-taught artist, and then now your work is being featured in like the state, in Bowie City Hall. Like, that's pretty cool.
That's really humbling. And I'm a PG County guy, so Bowie is like, that's a big W for me. I'm still eyeing that Suitland, Creative Suitland show. I'm from Suitland, Maryland. I'm eyeing that Creative Suitland show. Hey, man, if you guys want to go ahead and give me a solo show, give me a group show, I would love whatever. I'm appreciative of whatever. But just know I'm down the street. I would love and would be so humbled to have something in Creative Suitland soon. Because 2025 is going up for sure.
All right, cool. When is Creative Suitland, and when do they do their showcases?
So based on what I know, Creative Suitland is like a creative space. So they have like a stage. They have like, I know people have like recitals and like dance practice there and stuff like that. I don't really know what it is in its entirety, but to my knowledge, it's just like a creative space, like a kind of like an incubator space in a way.
Oh, okay.
If I'm wrong, I'm sorry.
But
But
you can correct us in the comments.
yeah,
So
please.
it seems like it's not just like for visual art, it's like with everything that's like under the fine art. So you have dancers, actors, things like that. Okay.
Poetry, like shout out to Carrie of Art Bay. I know I'm shouting a lot of people out, but it's been a little different nowadays because I got homies in the art space, and I just want everybody to go up together. Oh, I wouldn't be me if I didn't plug this real quick. Sorry.
You're good.
I got a group chat full of homies that I've met throughout this creative journey, and we're world building. I'm gonna put this out there because we're visionaries, and this is what we do. My homies and I are trying to put together our own event. Y'all know who y'all are. We're gonna make that happen before 2025 is up, and I would love to have more people into it. We're trying to get IT people a part of it. We're trying to get the fashion world, music world, the art world, modeling. We're trying to blend a lot of different worlds so that we can throw our own thing and like kind of get all the old pre-existing dinosaurs out the way. Respectfully, there's a lot of cool OGs here, a lot of legends, a lot of people who still rocking. That's cool. But we here now, you know what I'm saying? So they gotta feel us. You know what
No,
I'm
I
saying?
get what you're saying. It's like you want to create something for the new gen and just kind of, build that up. So for this event, what are some other things that you visualize or picture? Like, what would this event look like?
Yeah, yep. I envision this event. I envision this event to look like a cluster. You know what I'm saying? I won't say the word, but a collective. Oh, we got music over here, maybe like a DJ, some artists. Oh, we have like the IT people over here. We're building. It's a meshing of minds. I want us to build our own world, our own apps for events, our own websites. Um, I want this to be like, just I don't think there's ever been anything like this before where it's all gonna be like an in-house thing because a lot of times we have to have like, oh, these people are working with this group of people. No, I want it to all be one group of people. I want this to be like a thing where it's like, nah, they all come together to be like, to put together a modeling show, like a fashion show, or a art show with like their own music, their own artists, like their own photographers, like all in house. You know what I'm saying? Like I want that to be like it's like oh they're all homies. They do you see the same core group of people at everything, and we build from there. Like kind of like a DMV Wu Tang or ASAP, where it's like and I'm Rocky if we doing this, but like nah, like a DMV ASAP, where it's like yeah, we the painters, we got the homies who do the IT, we got homies that do fashion, stuff like that. We build our own stuff up so that we don't gotta go to them for nothing. The people who already had their time and they still trying to linger around. You know what I'm saying?
That's fair because sometimes people do gatekeep.
Yeah.
And that makes it a little bit harder.
Yeah.
But I am fortunate enough to meet more people that just like I see what you're doing. Let me help you out.
Yeah.
Like I do see more of the energy of like here's a helping hand because like you're so consistent and your stuff is good. Let me help elevate you. And so like I'm glad that you're like that's the vision that you have. So it would it be more so like a networking event or exhibition or kind of like a mix of both?
We building that. So one of the first things was like a networking event. By the way, I don't want this to seem like I'm being disrespectful. I get a lot of help from like people who are older than me and people who have like looked out for me, whether it's like resources, advice, information, or whatever. But with that being said, it's like I get a lot of that same thing from people my age, my generation, my peers, people who are readily outside with me. And there's nothing wrong with being a staple because I'm going to get older and I'm going to be who I'm talking about now. I get it. And that same mindset I have now is going to be somebody who's going to come after me. But what I'm saying is let's go ahead and put this flag down real quick and like do our thing while we coming up. And we the new ones that's like outside and active.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's it. It's not to like smut what or try to like shoot at what anyone else has going on. It's not we can't do that, you know what I'm saying? Cuz y'all are already great. I'm just saying we trying to do our own thing and stand up with y'all when y'all look back on these DMV legends and history books and all that.
Yeah, I feel like that's the move in 2025. I've seen a lot more people building up collectives, you know what I mean, just so that we can move forward, especially in Black spaces as well. But I assume like everybody is welcome in your space.
Yeah. I got a lot of love for a lot of different creatives. So like, my homies are my homies, but like your homies are your homies. Bring your homies to what I got going on. I'm bringing my homies to what you got going on. Nothing I have going on is set in stone yet. It's just an ideology thing. Like me and my homies just started talking about it, but it's a group chat. We already all have our own events that we have going on. This is only a meshing of worlds. So what you may or may not see come to fruition in 2025 don't mean it won't happen. That just means we're shifting the thinking to like working more together. DMV, we used to be known, I don't know if it's still a thing, but we used to be known for like the whole crabs in a barrel. I don't see that because, like I said, people hit me up and tell
I
me.
feel like that mentality is kind of like slowly fading away.
Yeah, yep. My homies send me stuff all the time. Bro, you should. All right, cool, and I do it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like they want me to win. People want you to win, so do it. Yeah, that's it.
I mean, that's good advice. And then I feel like that anybody out there that's trying to make it, like, you don't have to be on your own. You could always find somebody to network with, and as long as you are consistent and make sure that you put the best work out there, there are people that want to work with you. Like, for
That's
sure.
a fact.
Yeah.
That's a fact. Especially if we're like, my thing is to put my flag down here and then move around. I wanna be great here and then hit them other places, them other states, them other cities. You know what I'm saying? Countries even. I got my passport, so I'm trying to move around.
Same.
You know what I'm saying? And we gonna do that. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Because that's your energy and your intention is everything. If you're not thinking about that, if you're not aiming for that, it probably take you forever to get there because it's not even on your radar.
Right.
You starting the year off like that, it's like you never know where you're gonna be May, June. You know what I'm saying? By the time August come around.
It's all about positive forward thinking, and people like constantly may self-deprecate, and that's not going to get you anywhere. Like, you gotta, words are spells, so if you say you're going to do it, you're going to do it. If you say you can't, then you can't.
Man, say that, man. Yeah, for real. I wholeheartedly believe. I'm so glad you said that, because I be telling people that all the time. Like we mindlessly just say stuff all the time. You're like, bro, don't put that into the universe.
Yeah, it's bad
bro.
energy.
Actually, I do feel good about this piece. I do, cause
That's great.
Yeah.
It looks, from what I'm seeing, it's actually, look, you're gonna like really enjoy his work.
Thank you.
You mentioned that you spent some time in Arizona. So what were you doing down there?
I was just going back and forth, relationship, but it's life.
Okay. Okay. I'm sorry. I thought you were like going to school.
Oh, no. In a way, I was like learning a lot because that's where I grew as a man a lot out there, going back and forth between here and the West Coast. Just like in life experience in general, I'm super thankful for the opportunity. I learned a lot. I met a lot of cool creatives. I got out my neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? Like I got out the state. I got out this side of the world. So I'm thankful for that. And it's where I like came up with a lot of these pieces that you've seen today on like Instagram, and I'm thankful for just like that's where I got my first consignment deal. Shout out to Practical Art in Phoenix. Yeah, man, I did a consignment deal in Phoenix.
So what's that?
What, Practical Art or consignment?
Consignment.
Consignment is where you give the like a established entity, like a retail space, your work, and it's like established like what you'll sell it for, how much it's going for, how much they'll pay you for like a payout. I get like a check from them for stickers, buttons, keychains, stuff like that.
Oh.
So it's like me giving them my work to supply to their customers, their buyers.
Okay.
And then they send me my money for their stuff. If they take their cut, I get my cut. So Arizona was where I got that game from.
Okay, but do you still hold like copyright over your work?
Yeah, it's still mine.
Okay.
I could always at any time say I want it back, or whatever.
Okay.
But Arizona was where I got that game from for sure. Like I said, shout out to Practical Art, man. They good people.
Oh, okay. Learning a lot. So it's like, speaking of like copyright, like what do you do to protect ownership of your work? Because nowadays, like with AI and people on their phones, like people were real quick to like take a picture of it and then use it forever. So like, what do you do to really protect ownership of your art?
Um, I don't know if there's like ways around it, but I'll tag like a painting I'll do. Like I'll put like JS on it or something. And then like your digital footprint is everything nowadays because everything is online. Um, because I don't necessarily do like digital work anymore. I could be wrong. I don't feel like that's necessarily a problem for me. I don't deal with like the metaverse and like NFTs and stuff like that. So I'm not worried about like things being minted or whatever. But paintings are different. Everything I do is a one of one. Everything's tagged. I've signed paintings. So I don't really feel like I fit in that with like AI and stuff like that. Cause mm, I don't know what a computer would register a Joey Spacey painting to look like. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like it'd be hard to replicate. But we have seen, I think the recent one that went viral was, it was like these black women sitting on the roof. This was after the presidential election.
Mm-hmm.
And they're looking over the city as it burns. But it's like the black women are just like sipping tea and like hanging on the rooftop of a building. But it was AI generated and it was stolen from another artist. So this is the topic of conversation. I think all artists need to have is like, how do we, or how do you guys like protect your artwork in a digital space? Because there's different mediums for visual art.
Facts.
So it's just like, I don't expect you to have the answers because it's like this is still a new thing that everybody is still trying to figure out. But if you're connecting with IT folks, it's like, yo, can you make me a code to like secure my stuff? You know what I mean?
Idea. No, you're right. That's a good idea. Yeah. Yeah, I'm always open to new ways of doing things. I watch a lot of interviews where like the hip hop nerds are communicating the advancements in like rap music with like creation. Like Will I Am and like Lupe Fiasco are talking about like how the creative process is now being geared toward AI creating a song like someone. Like, how do you program someone's like cadence or thought process into like creating a song like a Taylor Swift, stuff like that. So I'm paying attention to it. Also on like a creative side, like a year or so ago, there was something that came out where it's like Wiz Khalifa doesn't commission graphic designers to do his graphic design anymore. Now he does AI. He just kind of like saves himself the money. On a business side, I get it, because from the top to the bottom, who doesn't want to keep more money than they shell out in anything? You know what I'm saying? But then on the creative side, it's like,
It's kind of limiting. I never liked anything.
Yeah.
I tried AI just to help brainstorm some ideas, but I never liked how it turns out. And I was just like, I'll hit up my form if for my former students out there that know how to draw. I will hit you up and it's like, yo, can you? I have a vision of this, 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 and the way they do it, it always turns out better than what AI produced because it's like it's very generic. It's very simple, but when you have like work like this that's like outside of the box and that has emotion behind it. And I figured like that's something that most people are missing is because like the layers of it. Like when you spoke about how hip hop artists are discussing the use of AI in music, Kendrick said it better himself. It's just like AI better do like a better job than they can't really clone Kendrick because of the double entendres and the hidden meanings behind his lyrics. And that's something that AI is just not at the point of doing. They probably could replicate a voice, you know what I mean, or like match the pattern of speak, like the cadence, but like the hidden meanings behind words and things like that, and the basically human feelings, like it's not going to be able to process that.
yeah, yep, that's exactly what I'm saying. Like, Lil Wayne had an interview. He was saying like, I love to see, a computer recreate what I got going on, and that's not to say that for anyone that it can't, but you would just like to see that happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you do that? How do you do that? What do you program to get what everyone is doing? What are you putting in the computer for that?
Yeah, and I feel like that, in a sense, AI is a problem, but I also feel like it's going to push artists to do more and be bigger.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, well, you're not going to be able to duplicate this, or let me create something that you're not going to be able to match.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it might just push us creatively. You know what I'm saying? Just like keep going, keep trying to figure out, keep trying to one up yourself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Nothing wrong with that. Outdo your last thing, and I feel like that's fire. You know, sometimes you do need a fire lit under your ass.
Right.
You know.
You see how he said he was like almost done, like a few minutes ago, and see how he keeps going.
I'm sorry, I gotta leave it alone.
No, but you're good. Like, I feel like I see that with a lot of artists. It's just like, yeah, I'm almost done, and you just keep adding to it, adding to it, adding to it.
I'm
It's
so
just like,
bad.
I'm gonna just let you cook. I'm not gonna even like.
I could leave it. I could leave it. I'm cool. I'm cool. I'm cool. We can show it. We can show it. I'm cool. Let me sign it real quick. Figure out what I'm signing with. All right. Cool.
And the
Turn
grand
around.
reveal. Yeah, well, actually, we can put it up here.
Oh, all right, bet.
Just so, like, let it breathe right there. Ta-da! Like, that's dope.
Thank you.
I was thinking it's like it's a Bart Simpson cat. A little bit.
Thank
very,
you.
very expressive.
Hmm.
All right, so it was like, you said that you were kind of like experiencing something that was a bit negative early in the day before. So it's just like, if you want to walk us through your work right here.
Yeah. So it's entitled Express, but pretty much it's just like these strong feelings. I use the arrows in my paintings as of recently as like a motif, like, you know, to show direction or lack of direction. And these are flames at the top of the head because it's just like, what is going on? What's up? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, this is just like a lot. Just a lot of strong feelings, strong emotion at the, you know, at the centered at the top of the individual's mind. No words, but to express is to just like communicate it however you need to. That's why it's at the mouth. So, you know, whatever that may be, could be like, you know, strong words, good words, no, very minimal words, but it's at the mouth. So it's just like, you know, that portal to like communicate what's going on up here. So, full circle moment. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay. Okay, I see it.
Yeah.
That's pretty dope.
Thank you.
And of course, you have like your signature bold lines
Thank
in
you.
it. Everybody has like, and you can pay attention to like an artist's work, you start to see like the common things that just makes it like a Joee Spacey, or, you know, a Basquiat, or I wish I knew like more artist names. I'm not that cultured yet, but
good,
you,
no
you
pressure.
know what I mean? If you just like pay attention to common things in people's artwork, it's just like, oh, you know who that is and who is referencing.
Thank you.
Right.
No, I'm very thankful for this opportunity, for the platform, for having met you, for the space. You know, I got to get off some feelings today and show a little bit of like what my day has kind of been like. It's been pretty cool. I went to the gym, but this is how I'm ending it.
Mm.
So this felt good. I feel lighter. I feel better. And yeah, like the painting, it's all a full circle moment. I'm gonna do like one of my little reels where I post it up on my wall and I show again, you know, flip it into TikTok and all that. But yeah, Express is a full circle moment.
Very cool. And where can people find you on social media?
At Joee Spacey, at JoeeSpacey. That's on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, mainly Instagram and Twitter. And you're gonna see the little cat with the shades. That's my logo. That's my Nike swoosh. And I got a lot of events coming up in the DMV. Pretty soon you're gonna see me moving around, doing more out of the state, hopefully out of the country. But it's cracking for 2025 for sure. So tap in with me, man, and tap in with Flo, cause she moving too, bruh.
Thank
So
you.
I had to
Thank
get
you.
in there early, you know what I'm saying, before that price go up, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, man.
Well, thank you for being on the show. I really appreciate it. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up before the snow comes down.
Facts.
So thank you guys so much for watching, and see how you guys glowed from that conversation. I'm going to catch you guys next time.
Hey, it's lit. Y'all see it.